Ben, welcome back to the football club. Tell us all about your latest exciting project here with Barnsley FC.
Oh, cheers, Callum. Yeah, I'm doing a mural in the 1887 suite in the East Stand. Lovely new area for fans to enjoy, and creating a mural celebrating the history of the club, but in a slightly different way to what I've done before. More of a metaphor, celebrating the 1912, the EFL Cup win, and having players representing the club, but not any recognisable ones as such. They're just representing Barnsley as a club, really.
And of course, you join us here in the boardroom, sort of the start of your working relationship with the football club. There's some of your initial things that you did and paintings that you did for Barnsley here hanging up on the walls. Talk us through that initial sort of relationship with Barnsley and how that sort of all came about with you sort of those years ago.
So yes, the paintings that you see in here, Callum, are from the Heritage Project that was around a decade ago. And David Wood, who's the Oakwell historian, was heavily involved in that, and he knew that I was an artist and I did it as a career and a Barnsley fan. So he was involved in sort of talking to me about coming on board with that initially. There was a lady that I can't remember, she used to work here, that she doesn't anymore, that was heavily involved in that. But the fans basically led this project and interviewed a lot of players, and it was all about the community and people's stories related to the club. And these paintings sort of talk about some of the best moments from the club's history. You've got Preedy when he formed the club. That's my interpretation of how the club might have started. And then you've got Clint Marcel sticking the ball in against Bradford to win 2-0 when they got promoted to the Premier League. And as you walk round, it's Belgrave Road. When you walk down from the train station into the ground, you come up and you see the West Stand with Barnsley Football Club. So there was a sort of iconic viewpoint that I wanted to capture. And I did a nod to the traditions of the mining. So in that particular piece, you've got the miners all wearing the hats. So just to sort of celebrate Barnsley's heritage, really. So that's the first sort of three on this side. Do you want me to go into these? Yeah. So over there, the old John Smith's bit of stand. So when I first started watching Barnsley in 1987, 88, the ground looked very different. It was all standing, no seating. I had to stand on a beer crate to be able to see over the wall. So it was very different, and the ground was probably more like it used to be. The East Stand didn't exist, Ponty End didn't exist, and the South Stand didn't, or the North Stand didn't exist. So it was a completely different layout, and this painting is just sort of a nod to that era under sort of Norman Hunter when he was manager, when you had the likes of Ronnie Lavin, Mick McCarthy here, celebrating some of the legends. The next painting is Adam Hamill's wonder goal against Millwall, which is probably arguably one of the best goals probably Barnsley have ever scored at the home of football as well.
We all remember that one, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, great goal, brilliant player, probably one of the best I would say that we've had. Adam Hamill, he'd probably get into any Barnsley side, wouldn't he, really? And then the last one is the FA Cup, 1912, receiving the FA Cup. And so the boardroom, it's a wonderful, wonderful, nostalgic place, quality, and I'm honoured to have my paintings here, and it's a privilege to be in here where there's so much history over the years. When you think of the people that have come in here and owned the club, it's an honour to be standing here with you and having my paintings in it.
Yeah, no, some wonderful memories, and as you say, you've captured them absolutely brilliantly. It's great to have those up over the walls for people who come in here, come through the stadium to take a look at those and reminisce over those great memories over the years. It's not just these that you've done here at Oakwell over the years as well. You've done some incredible work all over the stadium, which we are going to walk around today and sort of go through, but in particular, the Ponty End being sort of the biggest piece that you have here at Barnsley, depicting sort of the history of the club from several years. That's a fantastic piece, isn't it?
Well, it's an honour to do it. I think my relationship with Jean Crine, she's been brilliant with me, and the football club actually gave me the opportunity to do my art on that scale. And to be honest, not many football clubs probably would be that forward thinking, and they said that I could do it. They trusted me to do it, and it was a case of making sure that I delivered something that the fans could enjoy and be proud of before the game, give them something to look at, but also shows my love of the club as a fan. So I did that as a fan for the fans, really. That was what the mural was about. So hopefully it's still something that people can enjoy as we get around to see it later.
Well, it absolutely is. We hear so many nice comments about it, and it really has put a fantastic shine on the Ponty End over the years. It's not just the only incredible work you've done in your career. There's plenty of other things, of course, which we will come on to. But with Barnsley being sort of your own club, does it mean that little bit more to put your stamp on the stadium here?
Yeah, I mean, the mural, my grandma's from a place called Cudworth to me, being from down south, but Cudworth to the natives here, as I've been told many times to make sure I say it correctly. And when I was 7, 8 years old, Dad took me here to watch Barnsley against Hull City. I can remember the game, and Barnsley had a Lions Cakes was the sponsor, and it was a zigzag strip. I think they've just re-brought that out. So that was my first ever strip, and that was a really good side that season. I think they just missed out on the playoffs by a couple of points when Alan Clark was manager. So taking all that kind of love for the club, all the memories coming here with Dad over the years and my grandma, and just trying to put that all into one piece, really, I suppose, that was the challenge, was just pouring all my passion into it, really. That's what I did for the big mural. And it was an amazing feeling when I finished it. Took about 5 weeks on and off to do. I had to keep traveling between north and south to come back, but once I'd done it, I did it just before the game against Oxford United back in 2018 when Stendhal was manager, and I was quite proud that we went the whole season not losing at Oakwell. So I started calling it the undefeated mural, and we got promoted to the championship. And then I think we did all right until Luton came here and beat us 3-1, and then I had to stop calling it the undefeated mural. But it was great, the fact that it was there, and we went that whole year at Oakwell undefeated, which was something special, isn't it, really?
Yes, it absolutely was, and as you say, perfectly timed for your mural in the Ponty End. It's obviously your incredible work that's got you where you are in your career, but do you sort of almost put a lot of it to Barnsley right at the very beginning for helping you give that sort of platform, and then eventually going on to sort of being the sports team artist that you are? I
think so, yeah. Obviously, if the club had not given me the opportunity to do the mural, it might not have led on to other things. It's obvious someone's got to give you the chance, and it's a big responsibility, because obviously if I do a bad job and it doesn't go well, then the club have got to put it right. So it was tremendous trust, tremendous faith in me, so it was my responsibility to try and deliver something that the club and the fans would be proud of, and it gives you that confidence then to go to these other organisations and say, well, look, Barnsley are a championship club. When I'd finished the mural, we got promoted, we were a championship club, and this is what I've done. And helping with the likes of Team GB and the British and Irish Lions, it enables you to show that you can work in a professional environment with a professional outfit like Barnsley. So yes, it was a it was a great opportunity for me, and hopefully it's sort of helped me in my career going forwards, for sure.
And you mentioned a couple of names there, sort of the Team GB official artists. You've worked with the British and Irish Lions. There's some really big names in there, hasn't there? You've certainly had some really good involvements with teams like that in your career, and some special pieces of artwork that you've done over the last decade or so. Yeah,
it's Team GB is an honour. Obviously, being an artist that paints about sport, representing your country through my art, like I've been able to do, is a tremendous thing to do, an honour. Meeting the Olympians is a bit special, and the Olympics is the pinnacle of sport. It's all the values behind it. I think it brings hope to people. It's all about dedication and creating something special, and I think that's what sport does. That's why I love painting about it so much, Callum, is because sport brings people together from all walks of life. And I think, when you feel part of something and it creates that platform to build friendships, relationships, that's why a club like Barnsley is special, because it enables you to go to the game with your father or your mother or who you love, and you're there together, and the team are an extension of that feeling. And I think that's why it's so special here, because that those 11 players are representing what you care about and what you love. And when the ball goes into the net, all that kind of emotion comes into it. And I think that's why the fans are so passionate here.
They absolutely are passionate fan base. They absolutely are, and your sort of work is well received here. I believe as well you've done work with the royal family. Is that right? Sort of, painted pictures of the Queen over the years, and Mike and Zara Tyndall as well. Yeah, I believe so. That's certainly not bad company to have for your work.
Very honoured, obviously, being patriotic. And Hello Magazine commissioned me to do a painting of the Queen for Platinum Jubilee. And through my live paintings and the stuff I do at various events, I've got to know Mike, and he's a really lovely gent. Very, very, very personable, has time for everybody. He's a Yorkshire lad as well,
Oh, wow.
And Mike, he's from near Wakefield, I think.
Yeah.
So not too far from us. So yeah, great, and really honoured to obviously be able to be in a position to meet that kind of person who's extremely supportive of what I do. And the sort of live paintings enables me to meet people that obviously done well for themselves and in their careers as well. So it's a great opportunity to be able to do that.
Well, this has been the first stop on our Ben Mosley Artwork Oakwell tour so far. We started in the boardroom. We're going to take a look around the stadium now at the rest of your stuff and have a look into it a little bit more.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks, Callum.
So Ben, we've made our way to the Ponty End mural now. It's around about 60 metres long. It's an incredible piece of work just in terms of the sheer effort. And we've started ourselves at a particular area with a big club legend behind us, and there's a nice story in there between sort of your first initial contact with the football club with the man behind us on the wall here.
Yeah, Eric Winstanley, absolute club legend, Callum, lovely man, real gentleman. And when I was a kid, one of the things we had to do at primary school was to create a project about something we were really interested in. And being 7-8 years old, Barnsley Football Club was a big passion of mine. And I wrote to the club basically saying, look, I'm doing a project on Barnsley Football Club. Can I come and interview the manager? Which was Mel Machin at the time. And Mel Machin wrote back through his club secretary in proper Barnsley headed paper and everything. It was really nice there. Just basically said, look, Ben, as I'm sure you can understand, with it being Easter, busy time of the year, but I can't do it, but Eric will look after you. And when I was 7 or 8 years old, I came up here and Eric took me around the club, showed me and Dad personally around the club, had photographs taken with me for my project, and we were in the old West Stand where the change rooms were. Showed me the area, the training room, and basically let me meet Jerry Taggart, who was my favourite player when I was that age. Super player was Jerry, and he was brilliant with me too. So it was just a great memory. And Eric was always somebody that, growing up, when I used to come and watch them train in the holidays with Dad, he would always remember us. So yeah, I love Eric, and club legend, and obviously what he went on to achieve with Danny, getting us promoted to the Premier League. Great Barnsley legend. So brilliant. He's got to be on the wall, one of the first people on it, really.
No, I totally agree. Certainly a club legend. And again, it's tapping into that thing of your connection with the football club, isn't it? It's not just the painting of Barnsley's memories, but it's your memories. It's every fan's memories of things that have gone on over the years. And as you say, a player and eventually ended up being involved on the coaching side in terms of Eric Winstanley being painted on the wall. Certainly someone that's deeply involved in the rich history of the football.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's like we talked about, kind of that's what the club like Barnsley is all about. It's about the continuity of legends, and I think when you have people that love the club, they give everything to the club, and he certainly was that, the epitome of that. And obviously with Danny taking us to the Premier League was a memory that every Barnsley fan that was alive then will remember and pass down to generations, the next generation. So it's always going to be a very prominent memory. So yeah, this mural was about doing something for the fans and showing the fans how important the club is, and to many people. Part of the project that we talked about earlier in the boardroom, the club heritage project was getting to know what the fans wanted, working with them, and picking out some of the best moments in club history to illustrate on the mural. And Eric Winstanley, 410 appearances, I think he scored a hat-trick. I'm not sure whether he didn't play up front one game and they were 2-0 down, and Big Eric came and scored 3-2. So great stories. Brilliant man, and somebody that obviously will be remembered fondly forever here.
Yes, absolutely, certainly the case. I want you to cast your mind back to when you actually did the painting, and sort of how long it took. I know you said there was some lonely nights here at Oakwell, on yourself, late nights, almost 1 a.m. I think at times you were painting too. Again, I imagine it's similar to the one that you're doing currently, but certainly a tough job this, and in a strange setting on your own as well.
Yeah, very, very tough. I mean, but an honour. But it's a challenge. As an artist, you want to see what you can do, and at that point, I'd never done anything to this scale. So to be able to celebrate the club's history in my way was a terrific thing to do. Yes, long nights, sometimes till 3 a.m. And football clubs are obviously places with lots of memories. So when you're here at 3 a.m, your mind can start playing tricks on you, Callum, to be fair. But having said that, there's always been I never felt, it was always a great atmosphere here. Never felt, like I always felt great when I was doing it. But long nights. I can actually remember, and I haven't really told anybody this, but the last night that I actually finished it on the morning of the game against Oxford, and I was just on my way home. I was driving back home, and then I got a message from somebody at the club saying, "Ben, you've spelt one of the names wrong. We can't unveil it today." So I was like, "Oh, you're joking." So I had to get the train back. I literally drove home all the way down south, 2 or 3 hours, and then got on the train literally straight away so I could come and put the spelling mistake right. So that challenges like that, once you start doing things like that and you start adding names in, it becomes quite a thing, because you have to obviously make sure that it's done properly. So I made sure I was back here in time to put that spelling right so that they could unveil it against Oxford United, and they won 4-0. So hopefully that was the start of the undefeated mural.
Of course, like you mentioned, absolutely. So, and tell us the truth, Ben. 3 a.m. in Oakwell, totally on yourself. Did you go on the pitch? Did you run around on the Oakwell pitch?
No, I've not earned that right, Callum, to be honest. No, to be honest, I never thought of that. Not clever enough. But I would have loved to have played on that pitch. I'm still hoping one day. Do you know when you still have dreams? I'm 44 and I still dream about playing for the club.
Well, you never know.
Well, you never know if they create an over 50s maybe.
So in terms of the mural itself, though, we mentioned 60 metres long. I believe it's the longest one that you've done, or the biggest piece of artwork that you've done in your career. Is it your favourite piece as well?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the sheer size of it, what it represents. I mean, when I did it back in 2008, you're looking at 31 years of being a fan. So all the emotion, the memories, the identity, the reasons you support the club go into that. And every bit of experience that you've had, every memory. I mean, there's times when you're exhausted and you kind of think, oh, I could stop now. But it's the passion for the club that keeps you going. And obviously, like we said earlier in the boardroom, those 11 players are representing you and your values and your family and everything you care about. And that's what I wanted to do with this. Barnsley's got a rich history. I mean, it was a while since we won the FA Cup, but we're still one of the only clubs to do it. And it's a unique bit, and a unique thing the club can always say. I think they have triangular corner flags for it, don't they? Yeah. You're only allowed to have those if you won the FA Cup. So things like that are important, and getting that on the mural was something that mattered to me. The history of the club from 1887 to 2018. There's a lot to paint about, and I could have done a lot more, Callum. I think if we'd done every I mean, we didn't really touch on the cup wins against Chelsea and Liverpool. I mean, they could have gone on there, but in the end, it was probably selecting the moments that I felt mattered the most in terms of the outcome. And had we beaten Cardiff, we might have gone on and won the FA Cup again. And you just don't know. Still remember that Odegaard. Still think he's going to score when I see him. But no, I mean, the double win at Wembley when they beat Oxford 3-2 in the JPL, and then the 3-1 against Millwall. Yeah, that team was something special, and I think it was fitting to actually finish on that moment in the mural. Really, great side, great memories, and I think probably one of the best Barnsley sides I've ever seen.
So we've made our way down the mural to another very successful period in the history of Barnsley Football Club, and we spoke about sort of the long nights here back in 2018 when you created it, and you had a club legend come and visit you, didn't you, who's painted here behind us. Tell us about that story.
Yeah, Ronnie Lavin, a lovely man, a real gentleman. I think he felt very sorry for me that I was here alone so much, so he came to keep me company and see what I was up to. And with him being such a brilliant player for the club, and many regard him as the greatest ever, particularly from the people that obviously watched the Reds in the 80s when he played. I felt it was fitting to, give him a whole wall. I unfortunately never got the privilege to watch him because I was too young, but talking to fans and obviously learning about him, seeing the videos, the footage, they say that he was one of the best on the ball, and that when he got the ball, the whole ground became excited. Electric player that scored lots of goals. And the first thing he pointed out to me was that I'd not given him enough goals on my mural. I'd put 92 down, and he said, no, I scored 93. So he made me change that. So as you can see, there's a 3 up there that looks a bit funny. But that's, again, with something of this scale, you have to be prepared to change things and make sure it's right for everybody. And Ronnie's an absolute gentleman. He's been a friend of mine now since the mural, and we've stayed in touch, and he's always a very caring, kind, he's interested, and also always wants to make sure I'm okay. So I'm privileged and really glad that we have that friendship from this. And that's one of the things of supporting Barnsley. I've been fortunate through the years that with my art and what I do and the charity events I go to and the big sporting events I go to, I get to meet people like Mick McCarthy, like Jerry Taggart, and they've become friends of mine. So I stay in touch with them regularly, and they're always very supportive of what I do, which is again part of the legacy of supporting a club like Barnsley.
No, that's great. There's some real sort of icons in here that as you say, you've managed to paint them on the walls here in the Ponty End. You just mentioned the word charity there, and I think it's really important to highlight the work that you've done with charity over the years as well. It's an incredible number that you've managed to raise as well, that I'm sure you'd like to go into, of course.
Yeah, I mean over the years, Callum, probably over the last sort of 12 years, I've managed to sort of raise around 3 million for different charities through my life painting and art initiatives, which is great. I mean, it's always good to be in a position to give something back. The life painting is something that puts me out there, allows me to show people what I can do. Being an artist, it's a lonely profession. I mean, a lot of the time, most artists will be in their studio creating their work without people seeing what they do. So what I try and do is give people the opportunity to see how an artist works. I feed off the energy of the room. It's a great buzz when people come in, and then you're under pressure and you have to deliver. And when your painting gets auctioned off at the end of the evening and you've got a 5-hour period to start from scratch, so the canvas is blank all the way through, it's pressure, but it brings out the best in you, brings out the best in your work. And it's obviously something that I'm privileged to be able to do, but enjoy doing. But yeah, it's great, and I'm pleased that my art's able to give back in some way, whilst also progressing with my career, which is, I'm ambitious and I want to get as far as I can.
So that brings us to sort of the last 30 years of the history of the football club. Quite a successful period as well when you think back to the promotion to the Premier League, the victories at Wembley. That's all depicted behind us. And those are memories as well that maybe mean that little bit more for you in terms of painting them here in the Ponty End, because it's all things that you've lived through as well and enjoyed as a Barnsley fan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've had a great 30 years really when you think about the things we've done. We've been to Wembley several times, haven't we? And I think when we got to the playoff final against Ipswich, we were the only side that had not played at Wembley in the top two divisions, and that was the last season before we got knocked down. So that was quite a nice thing. But since then, we've obviously won at Wembley twice. The double win against Oxford and Millwall, and in the background you've got the famous Wembley Arc, and you've got two legends, Connor and Adam Hamill, in the painting that I felt obviously were instrumental that year. Obviously Connor was a superb midfield player for us in the centre and now managing us, so great that there's a connection there straight away with him. And just it felt like the right thing to be doing, you know, that double win inside 2016 was a little bit special, so I just wanted to sort of finish the mural on that note. I think it was a great place to finish it, really.
And there's also a very iconic man behind us as well that's in the painting. Obviously, a really important figure in the football club's history, Patrick Crine. Yeah. I understand you've got a very special relationship with the family, really, and obviously the initial sort of work you've done here at the football club was involving them.
Well, Jean's a very lovely lady who obviously very passionate about Barnsley Football Club, and she has been a big supporter of mine, and James and Jean gave the green light really to do the mural, but Patrick obviously preserved. The thing that they did was in 2003 when the club was struggling, they came in and saved the club. And when you're thinking about all the things that make the club special, all the memories, the stuff that I was telling you about earlier about why I love sport and the reasons to paint about it, they've obviously preserved all those memories for generation after generation, future generations, but also past generations. You know, if we didn't have a club, it would be such a void in people's lives. So having obviously Patrick on the wall is obviously my tribute to him, and he was the chairman at the time that oversaw that brilliant achievement. So it was an honour to put him there, and I'm privileged to have a friendship with Jean. I find it's a very special friendship that I value very highly.
And the mural ends, as you say, sort of at the Wembley Arch, and it's sort of really good for you in terms of, you know, being a football fan. It must be really important that some of your work is at Wembley Stadium as well.
Yeah, I mean, the home of football is, England. I'm a very passionate England fan, and I've painted also about England for 20 years. And, I think we've got a great chance this year winning the World Cup. I really do think we've got one of the best squads in the world, if not the best, in terms of its depth. And to have my paintings at the home of football, actually when Barnsley won at Wembley, one of the paintings that's on show there was the 2006 win when we beat Swansea. So the Barnsley fans, lucky enough, had the end where my Barnsley painting was there. So they were all underneath Bobby Hassel and all the players when they won the penalty shootout. There's that iconic photo of them all jumping up and running to sprint to the keeper. And that painting's at Wembley, so I like to think that brought us some luck when we beat Millwall and we beat Oxford. So it's quite surreal seeing my work there with all the Barnsley fans underneath the paintings and not knowing. I was like, I just wanted to tell everybody, hey, look, this is my work. But obviously, it was great. So yes, very honoured to have my work there. It is the home of football, so privileged.
No, you've done a lot of good work at several places involving some real, high-profile locations and companies, brands, teams as well. So it's a real privilege that we get you to do things like this here at Oakwell.
Oh, well, thanks, Callum. No, it's an honour, and Barnsley will always be my club, always be my team. And it's when you care about something as much as this, it really is special. It's a two-way relationship, and you doing this with me is recognition for me, and appreciate the time you've just spent talking to me about my work and giving me the opportunity to explain it a bit more and why it means so much. So thank you.
Well, we'll head up now to 1887 to look at what you're currently doing here at Oakwell. So Ben, this is the final stop on our sort of tour around Oakwell of your fantastic artwork that you've done here. so far. We're in the ATR 1887 hospitality space. Your mural, your latest mural, is here behind us. Talk us through it. It's a fantastic piece of work.
Oh, cheers, Callum. No, it's a pleasure to be here. It's a really lovely space. The club's done great with it, and spoke to Darren probably in September time about the possibilities of doing a mural here, celebrating the sort of club, and I've come up with a design that's probably more metaphoric this time, looking to sort of celebrate Barnsley as a whole, some of the things we've done in our history like the FA Cup and the EFL Trophy, just having players that represent Barnsley and the fans, not individual players, but the metaphor actually, these players are Barnsley, rather than individual players. So yeah, looking at my influences, I love Picasso and Matisse, and I take a lot of inspiration from them and use that to make my own style, and hopefully I've been able to put my stamp on the ground and show my love for the club.
We've seen sort of the initial drawing there, just to the side of us. Talk us through the idea behind it, and when you were first contacted by the club, what thoughts did you have in mind of sort of putting up another kind of mural celebrating the club's history?
Well, I guess you want to try and do something different. The mural in the Ponty End was done in 2018, 2026 now, and obviously as an artist, as you get older, more experience, you learn new things, and I just wanted it to be something that people could see things when they looked at it. I like stained glass windows, that effect, but also cubism, and the way that Picasso described cubism was he wanted the viewer to be immersed in it. So I've tried to do things where you feel like you're part of it. It's almost sculptural, I guess, in a way. The way I paint, it's sort of iconic. I hope that this will become, and people will enjoy it, and when they stand in front of it, be able to see new things and just enjoy it, really.
Well, we can clearly see now that you cover sort of head to toe in paint. You've been working really hard over the last couple of days. I think you've been here till midnight some nights as well, haven't you? How long do these type of things take, and just how hard is it, sort of?
Well, I think, they vary. You have to put the hours in. Over time, you learn to do things a certain way, but a lot of it is a bit like jazz, spontaneous. Certain things work at certain times. And I think it just depends on how you're feeling as well. There's sessions when you do it where everything just goes right, and it can take you 2 or 3 hours to do something really well. And then other times, it's like anything else, you have to fight through periods where you lose a bit of energy, but then you have to paint yourself through that and get it back. So it evolves, really. I suppose it's a case of the painting's alive, and it all depends on you. And obviously, being at the club, I put all my take all the inspiration I've had for the last sort of 40 years supporting the team, and honoured to do it. It's a terrific honour for the club. I've got to be grateful to the club for giving me the chance to put my art around the club. Not many artists have that chance, so it's a good collaboration. It's an honour, and hopefully for years to come, people will think, somebody's given us something different that we can enjoy.
It's a nice space to do it in as well. It's really the final sort of finishing touch on our brand new hospitality space, the ATR 1887. It really does add that little bit extra. I know you work with sort of 24 karat gold as well, and it's really striking just looking at it here now. And just like I said, just the final finishing touches on a really nice, great space here at Oakwell.
Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah. I think you can do all sorts. I think it's a multi-function room, this room, isn't it? So I guess it's just looking at the famous red, making sure that that's in there, the red and white. Obviously the room's got that sort of colour scheme going on. So yeah, part of being an artist as well is making sure that you use the right colours. The gold obviously adds a bit of quality and a bit of richness, and it will change the light throughout the day. It will change depending on when you're in here. So it's hopefully be a living piece of artwork. Under different lights, you'll see different things, and it will look different. But obviously, being my team, I want to give it the best shot I can, and the gold's the best I can do for Barnsley, really. So putting that in there shows my love for the club, I hope.
No, it certainly is fantastic. And you've had visitors this afternoon, I believe. I believe Conor Horahan's come down, a couple of the players as well. What have they had to say about the mural? Well,
they've been really complimentary. And Conor's a gentleman. Very, very good of him to come and see me when his schedule's so heavy, particularly at this time of the year when we're playing Saturday and Tuesday. Just very interested in what I was doing, asked me why I was into football, why I was painting about it, which was really nice. And then Yoga Nathan and Jonathan Bland came. They were really nice and complimentary about what I was doing and were interested. So it's nice to obviously have that kind of conversation with people that represent the club, and I kind of try and do my art like they do their football. I guess it's the same kind of, not the same, but it's a path that's unique. So hopefully I can relate to what they're trying to do, and painting live and obviously doing big murals is about football. Hopefully it sort of connects the two, really.
And I believe supporters have had opportunities as well to come and view it this afternoon. You joined us in our February luncheon a few moments ago and gave us an interview on stage in front of nearly 200 guests here this month. It was a really nice moment, and great for supporters to see it sort of all in the process and going through the sort of the different stages. It's great for them to see and sort of get involved as well.
Well, yeah, they're a lovely audience, like really kind. They forgave me for my accent. Being from the south, they let me off that one, which is good of them. But really nice people, yeah. Like, it was good. Some came down and had a look and showed some interest, and hopefully they'll get something out of it. I'm a fan just like they are, so the connection is you're doing it for them too, and giving the fans and the club something unique from a fan's perspective, which is what I was trying to do and will always try and do.
And what about other ongoing projects then, whether it be with Barnsley and your maybe dreams and thoughts going forward, or just in your general career? Obviously there's the Winter Olympics going on at the moment. You're the official Team GB artist. I believe you've got some work with them coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so homecoming on Monday, the athletes are coming back, and I'm creating a painting that's celebrating all the gold medals that we've won since 1924. We've got 3 to add from the last few weeks, and maybe possibility of a couple more. So we'll see on Sunday where that takes me. But in terms of projects going forward, I mean, I love England, passionate football fan. I'd love to do something with the England football team, and that's my next sort of ambition to try, and whether that will happen or not, I don't know, but that's my goal, to try and do something with them if I can.
Well, certainly exciting stuff. Ben, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you down at Oakwell this week. It really, really has. Some great work around Oakwell, hopefully plenty more to come, and certainly this is certainly a fantastic piece to add to what is already some great
Thanks,
artwork
Callum.
here.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for the interviews. You've been great with me. Thank you.
Thank you.